Good morning, hello?
Hey, it's Paul Reiser calling.
Hi, Paul Reiser.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, how are you?
I'm well.
You sound a little sleepy.
You know what? No, I got a cold or something.
Ah.
So forgive me. Don't catch it.
Huh? When did you come down with a cold?
You know what? Last night. And I blame everybody in my house.
Why, are they sick?
Yeah, you know how it is. Something comes into your house and it works through everybody.
Just in time for the tour.
Exactly. But I'm going to get rid of it because I'm Superman.
How do you get rid of it?
I just wait. It goes away. I take a lot of vitamin C, and then I wake up healthy.
What about steam? Something hot? If you have a steam room or something?
A steam room. I'm going to do that. Thank you. I'm glad I called, doctor.
I'll send you my bill.
Thank you.
Paul, you get a lot of your material from your personal life, so tell me something funny in the past 24 hours that's happened in your household.
In the last 24 hours, let me think.
There's got to be something.
Yeah, there's got to be something, you would think. Now you put me on the spot. Okay, what has happened? Well, it's not a joke, but my son was informing us. He was very excited to share with us a YouTube sensation, and to watch him explain it to us. He's 13, and we're watching, and the joke was how bad this kid was, but yet this kid had a lot of hits, and he had 1 million hits. I went, right, but why is that funny? And he went, and I watch it, and my wife and I looking at it like, are we missing something huge? Is this possibly entertaining, and we don't know it? And there's a huge divide. And I'm watching my son be fascinated and knowing all these intricacies of. I said, wait, this is a YouTube of a kid just talking into his computer in his house somewhere, and you could do that. Why should I watch this kid do that? If I was his father, I would say, well, good for him. He made a little YouTube thing. But why? And he couldn't. My son got increasingly frustrated that we just were not getting it. We were not getting why this was a social phenomenon.
Does your kid understand your humor?
Yes.
Does he think it's funny?
Yes, I would have to. Yes, yeah. He's really funny, and we have the same sense of humor, but we overlap a lot of the same sense of humor. But but he will be resistant to my humor.
Right.
Like he'll come to see me work once. He's come to see me perform one time.
That's all.
Yeah, and I go, Dad, I think that joke would be better if you put that over here, move that over there. And then the crazy thing is he's right. I go, oh, good idea, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, are you a fan of Jimmy Fallon? Have you checked out Jimmy on The Tonight Show?
I have. He's great. I think he's terrific.
What about Stephen Colbert? Are you happy for him taking over for Letterman? You fan?
Yeah, he's an awfully smart fella, and I'd be curious to see how he does it creatively and how he takes that, his persona and makes it into a more palpable to a wider audience. But the thing is, he's been doing that show for 10 years, and so I don't know that he has to really change. Is the truth? Everybody's talking about how he's going to change it. I'm not sure he has to. People know what he does, and it's my hat's off to anybody who can do that night after night. Those jobs look easy. That's why these guys are good. You look at Jimmy Fallon; he just makes it look easy. It's like you're dropping into his house party, but there's a lot of work goes into that. So these guys are good for a reason.
You're one of those people, though, Paul. You make it look easy.
Oh, you're very kind.
You really do. Any chance of you coming back to TV? Because we'd love to see it.
Well, that's very nice. Yeah, I'm doing a sort of recurring role on a new show. It's called Married, and it's on FX, and it starts this summer. And it's funny when they called me and they said, "There's a new show called Married," and I said, "But I think I did that show already, didn't I? Didn't I do 7 years about a married couple?" They said, "Well, it's different," and it is actually. It's a very different show, but so that's fun. And then I'm going to write one. I'm writing one this summer that I guess would be on, if it goes, it'll be next year. But I'll have to come back and tell you all the details.
Awesome. I'd love that. I tweeted at Helen Hunt a few days ago. I told her I was going to be interviewing you. I invited her to a three-way call, but she never replied back.
That is not like her. There must be some very good reason why she didn't respond to you, of all people.
I know. You would think she would, right?
It's possible she's stuck in traffic.
How about this? Mad About You. The 1994 episode, Giblets for Murray. One of our favorites. My girlfriend and I love that episode. What's a favorite episode of yours of Mad About You? Do you have one?
Oh, I got many. I think my favorite and it wasn't the funniest one, but it was my favorite. It was one we did in the final season, where we're outside the baby's door, trying to teach her to cry herself to sleep, and where you discipline yourself and you let them cry for 2 minutes, and then you go in for 12 seconds, and you go in, and it was what was great about that show, that episode. It was done in one take, continuous, no cuts. It was like live, one shot, and so it didn't go out live, but it was basically recorded live. And it was a very challenging and exciting thing to do. It's like theater, and you can't make a mistake. You make a mistake, we got to start all over. So it was called The Conversation, and that was one of my favorite episodes.
When you do it all one shot like that, it has to bring, I would imagine, just kind of a rush, an adrenaline rush.
For sure.
Right?
Yeah, and then as you start getting to the end, you're on the 80%, 85% done, 90%, and you go, oh, don't drop the ball now. Don't drop the ball now. Just hold steady.
It's funny because the harder you try at perfecting something, usually the worse it's going to come out.
Yeah, exactly. You have to sort of learn to just put all those thoughts out of your mind. But, what's fun about getting out and doing stand-up now is people will come over to me after the show and, signing books or whatever, and people always have a story about their favorite episode, their favorite line, and it's so funny to me because a lot of times there'll be episodes I don't even remember or lines I never heard of, and they'll go, wow. And it's nice to find out that, something you worked really hard on for a long time resonates with people.
Right. And Matt, about you, all these years later, the fact that you still have people, and you always will have people coming up telling you what their favorite episode was. You connect very, very well with, the people, the regular folks. You really do.
Well, that's very nice of you to say. And let's get some of those regular folks to come down to the Crest on Friday, May 2nd. I will be there being regular. It'll be like an hour and a half. And in that hour and a half, there'll be over 5 laughs. Okay, 6 now if you count that one. Okay. No.
Paul Reiser, ladies and gentlemen.
There you go. It'll be great fun. Come on down. It's a beautiful theater. And be honest, what else are you going to do Friday night?
I don't know the tickets are still available for this show of yours, but
I believe there are. If you rush now, tell them I sent you. They'll put you to the top of the line.
Okay, paulreiser.com.
All right. Thanks so much.